Don't mess it up, Stephen. Crazy, dude. Snapped it right off. I messed up. Don't try this at home. Hire a licensed electrician. All right, let's go get our prefab bent conduit. Looks like they got it bent right. Got it. Let's get to the job. Gotta go upgrade that panel today. All right, let's get going. We're here. One thing I always like to do is when we're doing these panel upgrades, make sure we have all the materials. So I think through every single step and make sure that I have every material that I need and then all the tools that I need, and we get them set up on the cart ready to go, so we can just go step by step and we're not spending a million trips back and forth to the truck. Here's our panel for the day. And get this thing out of here. There's a 1-inch that goes to the pool pump, the pool sub panel, so we just need to tie that into the bottom of the panel. Paul was already out here yesterday. He got the ground rods already in the ground, and we got our number 4 bear across, so we're good with that already. Let's get the bags on, get this opened up. We're gonna need 2-inch. Always try and stay clean throughout the day so you don't end up with a huge mess at the end of the day. So I just save this box and then it'll sit right here to try and catch the stucco as it falls when we break it out. We need to pull the cable out of the way. Looks like it's fresh stucco to some degree. We're getting a pool put in the backyard. Good. This will need to come off. We're gonna have to go up with this conduit. Get this strap off there. Cut this silicone out of the way. There we go. The THHN's actually just going straight into the panel. There's nothing on the back side, so we're gonna need to get one of those 90s or get a little bit of flex to go into the back of it. Yeah, see that? There was nothing on the back side, so we're gonna have to fix that. I always save these until I actually see SDGE show up, because if for some reason they have to cancel on us and we need to put this back and I've already thrown them in the dumpster or something, we need to keep this closed for now because we're gonna break all the stucco out right now. We know that our meter cannot be below 48 to center, and the highest breaker cannot be above 6'7". So I already know it's 38 inches. It's just 10 inches right there to center a meter. Okay, 48 would be 38 inches below the panel. Gives us bottom of the panel. And the reason why I want to go as low as possible is there's a conduit right here. And I want this panel to go as low as I possibly can so that I have the extra wire right here. It gives me extra wire the lower I go to make sure that those wires can land on the new panel, because if the wires aren't long enough, we're gonna have to trench all the way out. So we need to make sure that we lower and make sure that those wires are long enough to land on the lugs of the new panel that we're putting in right now. Utility company already came, disconnected our power here. So we're safe, wires are safed off. On top of that, just in case anything were to happen in the handhole. So I got 38 inches right here, 38 right there. That's gonna be perfect. This won't be in the way. So we just kind of scribe that across, right? We're gonna go all the way over to here with it. What I always do, there's a flange on the edge of the panel on both sides, right? So I'm gonna break out the stucco past that flange, right about there, right? And then we're just gonna follow that all the way down. I just wanna kind of give myself a good idea of where I'm going. So we go right here. That way when I get the roto hammer out, I have a good idea of where my mark out is. Now the panel is to the upper flange, about 41. So I always add like 8 inches. So I'm gonna go to 50 because we're gonna need to mess with all the wires up there and get them in the panel. So we need a little extra space up top. Actually on this one, we have access on the back, so I don't need to go that high. So let's go to like 43. So from that bottom mark, we're gonna go right there, 43. And it doesn't have to be exact, it just has to be close. So we're right on it. 43. So my mark is right about there, right? All right. I'm gonna start at the top. Just go nice and easy. Just make it a clean cut. We got wires right behind there, so we want to make sure we hit those, you know what I mean? There we go. Just like that. I try and put the box here, catch as much of the trash as we can, right? See this right here? Whoever did this just ran THHN, no protection, straight into the top of the panel. We can't have that. So I'm gonna have to add some flex to get down into the top of the panel right there. That's no bueno. So I always try and save the chicken wire. Here, it doesn't matter as much, except for these little pieces on the edge, because that's gonna get folded over where the new panel is. So we can actually clip this one here, right there on that edge, because the new flange is gonna go right there. So we wanna save these on the edge right there. Get that broken off. These ones can just fold over like this, just in case he wants the chicken wire on the bottom. You're gonna wanna take these screws loose. I have to go to the back side real quick. Get those out of there. That way this thing can spin. That's what we got going on. There's our new ground ready to pop in the bottom of the panel. There you go. So that can spin off now. Come right off of there. Let's get this cleared out. All this putty out of here. Take our beater. Then we got to come here, get all these staples, nails back, so that the new panel can go in there. Little baby nails come right out. There you go. So we'll make sure all our nails are out. I just use my dikes, I know. So we want to try and save the paper if we can. Don't damage it there. All right. Let's get rid of this old panel. Wires are disconnected, so we know we're good. Dead. So what I'm gonna do now is label all these. Garage 20, lights, lights, lights. 230, 220, and 20. Then we have bathroom and bathroom. And those are 20 and 20. Just wanna get those all labeled real quick. So we'll loosen these all up. So this panel is staying 100 or 125. They are not going up to a 200 on this one. The other thing I always look for is to see if there's any white wires that are landed on the breakers. A lot of times they'll use a black and then a white for a 240 volt circuit. So if that's the case, I always like to label them first, so that we don't accidentally tie that into the neutral bar. But here, as you can see, we don't have any of that, so we're good. So this one right here is garage, and then I put 20 amp on it, so we know what size breaker it is. If the wire is the wrong size for the breaker, or if the breaker is the wrong size for the wire, as one YouTube guy corrected me, I will change it. So if it's a 14 gauge wire and it's landed on a 20 amp breaker, unless it goes to the AC or some other motor load that is an exception, lights LTS 15, I will change it. It's probably overkill to be labeling all these like this, but I do it anyways. That's AC, and I know that because you can see the conduit goes straight over to the AC unit. It's a brand new AC unit to go along with his new pool that he's got over there. These are labeled appliance. I bet you these are kitchen countertop circuits. The two for that. Just gonna go APP for now. All right, so what I usually do here, I'll just pull all the breakers out. I save these old ones because there's a place that will take them. If I bring him a whole bucket, he'll pay me for these old breakers. Get these out of the way. I'll especially save the main, because sometimes you get emergency calls and they need a new main breaker. And I'll tell them, don't worry, I don't charge them for a brand new breaker. But if it's an emergency and I can't get my hands on one, it's super helpful. Let's get rid of this cover too. Get this out of here. Got it. Once these are out of the way, we just cut them. That way we're not wasting time loosening all those screws. Get rid. I'll also save this bussing, because that bussing for a Zinsco panel is actually in pretty good shape, dude. So we'll save that. See that? Okay. So let's get this nasty one out of here. As you can see, we're good to go there. So these grounds, I'll just take each one like this. Make sure they're separated. It's a little trick right here. They're all twisted. Use your drill. Chuck them up. And right there. Now they're loose. Just like that. Last one. Chuck it up on there. There you go. Just want every one of them to be separate. That way they can just pull straight out of there. Like this. Oh, the breeze feels so good. There you go. There's our panel out of there. This is where I will check to make sure that there's nothing on the studs, because that new panel is going to go right on the stud there. We want to make sure everything's out of the way for when we put that together. We got to get this rigid off of here. Let's get our big channies. There's a coupling right down there, which is actually super helpful. Still treat them like they're hot, because you never know, man. You never know. There we go. You can see the knockout is offset. That one was center. So what we do here is I ordered this from Walters like this with an offset in it. They prefab bend it for me exactly where I need it. Then all I got to do is cut it to my length, put some couplings on it, and walk away. So it's pretty cool. We do have to cut this though. This is going to be in our way. There's our rigid. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that in the right angle there. There it went. Looks like that. There we go. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get that offset in that tight of a spot. 16 inches. I could do 18 inches. See if we can get that. We're gonna have to cut it like right there and there. Put a coupling on it. Right there. 18 inches right there. Probably go a little shy of that. Is that right there? One. There it is. So we don't have any sharp edges on there. Let's double check it. We have our rigid coupling and connector. There's one side. This is the panel side. Oop. Don't mess it up, Stephen. Come on. Let's go this way. One side. There it is. There's our piece. That's what I was saying, there's threads, but like I said, it will still grab. I've done it a million times and I'm not chancing accidentally cutting through that wire. So we'll get this on here. We are going to the right side, correct? No, we're going to the left. Other way. Other way, buddy. Now I'm actually not gonna lock this down yet because I want a little bit of play on it. See right there? That'll stop you dead in your tracks. One little thing like that. Where's our sledge? There it is. Another thing is sometimes this isn't wide enough by just like 1/8 of an inch. Oh, this is fine. That's 14 1/4 dead on. But you can beat it a little bit on the top and the bottom, and it usually opens up just enough for you to get the panel in there. I'm gonna knock these out. So we're gonna use, let's say, there we go. We'll use some of these 1/2 inch right there. That should be enough, huh? Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. That's exact. 2 extra just to be safe. This ladder right here. This whole panel open. Put the screws back in the holes so we don't lose them. My wife made these amazing protein muffins. They're like chocolatey. Dude, so good. I love that girl. Not just because she makes me food. We'll knock out for the 1 inch afterward. But let's get all these out now. 1, 2, 3, 8. So we got these little bushings right here. Snap in the top. There's our 1 inch. Knock this one out. 3/4. There it is. We're gonna need to chop that down a little bit. Want to make sure we do it dead on. Get our mark right here. What I'm doing is looking at this level here. I'm gonna cut it right to that, because that's where this is gonna be at. Just want to bend this so it goes in nice and easy and sticks right out. We're not going to fight it. Should have enough wire. You can check right here. Make sure we got enough wire. About 16 inches. Yep, 16. 16's up here. So we know the lugs are down here. We're good to go. We got enough wire. Let's get our impact ready. So when you do this part, you want to make sure you already have 1 screw ready to go, especially if you're doing it on your own. Already set up and set somewhere where you can grab it. And then make sure everything's out of the way. So that nothing's gonna hold you up, you know? And then we can fold the paper back. That would mess us up right there. Let's go. Once that's in, need a little tappy tap to get it down on here. Put our lock ring on right away. Okay. And then 1 screw. Let's see how level this stud bay is. That's pretty close. Not too shabby. So I think I want to do this corner right here. Yeah, let's go right there. Let's go grab that other impact. Pretty dang close, dude. We're gonna do this right now, dude, before we lock it in. And it's done. This is gonna be a nightmare to try and get after. We gotta go get a different impact. It's our other impact. Need an MA on there real quick. Oh, here it is. It was here the whole time. I knew I had it. For these ones, I actually do not like to glue them in case this ever needs to get changed later. It's downward facing, so water's never gonna get into it. So I'll just leave it without glue on it. But we need to go up with this just a hair. Oh, we got the screw in there. Just so we can get this MA on there. There it is. And then we will strap it right there against the wall. Lock this bad boy in. Ah. Too strong, snapped it right off. Bummer. Put it right here instead. Come on, Stephan. You have got to be kidding me. I do it twice. What a rookie, bro. There we go. All right, that's good. Get the other one on this side. There's that one. One more washer. There it is. Good to go. Tighten our lock rings. Oh, that's a bummer. Snap that one too, guys. I need to stop using so much torque. Just use an FA with a nipple. I'll change that out to a chase nipple later so it's not sticking up so high. Okay, 4 screws. Now we need to shove the ground through real quick. That actually needs to go all the way up to the top. So back in there, there's a little chase that goes up into the panel. So that ground will go all the way through like that. We'll put a little strap on it here later. So we want to get this locked in here. Go. Hold it in while you tighten so it doesn't slip out. We'll torque this down when we're done with everything with the torquing screwdriver to make sure everything's torqued, but that's good for now. Up and down and in there. Cold water's right here. Gonna go right there with it. Try and get it nice and clean in the back. Oh, look at that. It's almost perfect. We'll cut a little off so it's a freshie. Non-oxidation compound right here. Put that on the wire. There you go. Like I said, we'll torque all these down when we're done. For now, I just need to get them landed. Snap it in. There it goes. Let's go over here. I want to tighten up those couplings. Do not want to forget to tighten this up. Just get it snug first. So that's going to want to spin on us. So we're going to grab these sides. We'll check this one. Make sure these two are good still. I don't think it's going to need... Oh, the bottom one. There we go. We got the surge protector. Got to pop this bad boy in there. These ones are my favorite. They're super easy. They just snap in. They go on the bus, snap in. You want it closest to the main breaker. Solar breaker's farthest away. Surge protector's closest. So we're gonna go right here, snap it, and then pop it in. Sometimes I'll check it, make sure it's seated right, pop it in. There's your whole home, just like that. Kind of try and feel which one should go where. One, try and straighten them out. 2, 3. Oh. Use one more. Go. So I want to take these out, switch them. We'll take that cold water bond back out again. And then we'll use this 3/4 for the AC. There we go. Nice and neat. For this part, I always get a fresh blade. Once that's in, straighten these all out so I can cut them all at one time. Very carefully, you don't want to go too deep with it. Give it a little score. And then right at the end, try and go, there you go. So it started right here, right to where it's at. There we go. What you don't want to do is go through the wire and then cut into the insulation that's actually over the wire. That is not what you want to do at all. Have a trash box right next to you so you can just throw it in the trash. Then what I'll do is I'll usually split them in half, just like that. Loosen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One extra just in case we need it. So I got the neutrals landed same way, and then we're gonna do the grounds on the next side. So I'll just pull them out, leave everything up there except for what we need. So I'll go turn this one first, then this one right below it, then this one, and then this one, and then we got this one right here. And then I know that they're all gonna go right about like that, right? So we'll cut them all in the same spot right there. That just saves you a little time if you can get them bent and lined up. Set these. One thing I don't like to do is use an impact when I'm going to set these wires, right? Because you can't really feel exactly how tight you're getting with wires this small. You know, I know some of you have really good control with an impact, as do I, but it's really, really hard when the wires are tiny like this to feel exactly how tight that thing's getting. And you don't want to shear it off and not know it, because it'll still stay pinched right at the end right there. Okay, there's the grounds. And then we'll do these other, oh, I missed one. There we go, one more ground. Now here's a question. Do you use zip ties in an electrical panel? That's the $1 million question right there. Do you use zip ties in an electrical panel? I'm actually interested. Let's see what the live zip ties in an electrical panel or not. What do you think? Impact is no bueno for terminations. Absolutely right, Bass Blaster. 100%. No zip ties. All right, one more ground. Let's get this locked in. These need a switch right now. Switch my screwdrivers. Starting to get excited. We're almost there. Over time, you apprentices out there, you'll be able to just feel the wire and know what size it is just by feeling it, so that you know exactly where to go on your wire strippers right away without even having to guess. Neutral. Let's get our 12s. There it is. Okay. No tools left in the panel. Time for the breakers. All right, so I have a 15, 20, 20, 20 on the left side. One key thing, if they ever get solar needs to be, at least in San Diego County, solar needs to be furthest away from the main breaker. I don't know if that's a national code or not. It might be. So I usually leave both of these slots open, so that if they ever get solar, they can add solar later and they don't have to move anything around. Does that make sense? So we'll do our 15 first. Make sure that's good. So if you don't know, it has these little clips on the back, clips right here. That goes in these 2 little notches, right? Push it all the way over, and then you're gonna wanna feel it. There you go, 15. Oh, look what I just did. I just told you something and I messed it up. So we'll just move these down here, right? And we'll go here, here, and there, right? So we want to leave those 2 slots right there at the top. There you go. And then this side we have 2 15s. So we're gonna start it again right here. And then my 30 right there for the AC. That one's hard to get in sometimes. Okay, so let's start with our 15 over here. Well, I'll start with, I just loosen them all up first. What I'll do here, as I cut them, I label them. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write on here what they are. So this is LTS, right, for lights. One at a time, so we don't mess them up. Like I said, we'll come back and torque them after. So that one is lights. And then we have 20, 20, 20. So any of these right here. This one says lights as well. We'll label it LTS. Let's go a little shorter on that one. Went a little longer than I normally like to. Put that all the way in. Snug. This one says appliance. APP. So the next one's garage. That way I don't have to pick it up again. There we go. Put that in there. Make sure you're all the way in. You go right here. Like that. There we go. And that was garage. So, one side, almost done. All right, here's our 15 right here. Single 15. Gonna come out like this. What is this one? Lights. Label that LTS. It's our first one. Where's our other 15 right here? It's also lights. Says LTS. Label this one. Nope, we're missing 2 breakers, so we're gonna come right down here with the 30. There we go. Thought I was missing a couple. Appliance. I'm gonna switch those. I want the appliances next to each other just so it looks clean in the panel. So that one's gonna be a little shorter. Okay, so that's the appliance. And then these, yeah, these are our bathrooms. And this one will go 1, 2. Yeah, that one's a little shorter. It's all right though. Nice and clean. Wires are plenty long enough to land on the lugs for the utility company. Check and see what the torque rating is. 35 inch-pounds. This is the one that I use, the Weha. It's phenomenal. Setting tool right here. And you can see on the dial, you just turn it right there to whatever. Here we need 35. Once it's set, you put this in. There it is, locks in, and then just go through all these. There we go. All right, those are torqued. We gotta do the neutrals and the grounds now. Branch, neutral, and equipment ground bar. So just 20 on those. Well, that was the inspector. He passed us. We're good to go. As soon as the stucco is repaired and the labeling is all done on the dead front, the inspector We'll then come back for final inspection and he'll pass us. SDGE just showed up. We got power back on. We're gonna turn this bad boy on. Let's go ahead and check voltage real quick. Make sure we're good. There we go. 240. Hot to hot. Let's go to neutral. 120. Neutral. 120. There we go. Good to go. Let's turn them all on. You can see surge protectors on. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll get this AC tied in real quick. We'll get the dead front labeled. Everything good to go. Appreciate all you out there. Take care. We'll see you on the next one.